Every day, you can see another step forward in returning some sense of normalcy for the residents of Puerto Rico, including the children. Still, there's a long way to go to recover from Hurricane Maria. Part of that is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is wrapping up their inspections of the schools, most of which were given the go-ahead to reopen 2 weeks ago.
We're there to assess the safety of the structures and ensure that they are okay enough to welcome kids back into the school.
The teams are looking at both the overall condition of the school to see if it has things like some source of power and running water.
The majority of the schools don't have power. Some of them have water, but it just depends on where they're located.
As well as examining for specific structural damages that could pose a safety hazard to the children. The team rates the school both overall and by individual sections with a green, yellow, or red rating. If one building or one classroom gets a red rating, that does not necessarily mean the entire campus is considered red.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they can't use the school. If they can somehow barricade that off and ensure that the kids don't get into those areas, then you can still be considered okay to open. So a facility may be considered green, the whole campus may be considered green, but you may have individual spots that are no longer accessible to kids.
While the USACE inspection teams may give a red rating, it's strictly a recommendation. It's up to the Puerto Rico Department of Education to decide whether or not to allow a school to be opened.
So we just provide our recommendations on our findings over to Department of Education, and then they'll evaluate. We've had significant improvement in the communications with the directors and the schools, and they were okay with letting us know that they know that we're there to recommend, and they know we're not there to make the final decision. So they're okay with trying to show us what did happen.
Violetta says she's seen the individual communities take matters into their own hands to make sure the schools are safe for the most precious treasure.
Today, for example, we met a principal who used to do construction work, and his perimeter fence had been blown out, and he was able to get just chain link fence material to temporarily put it up on all the fence posts, and he was able to secure his school or his campus.
Mike Glash, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Puerto Rico. Estamos aquí.